Okay, hello everyone. Good evening, morning, afternoon, from wherever in the world you are joining from. First of all, we warmly welcome you to our exciting webinar on Transform to the Best in Class FP&A, and that is being organized by Hub of Finance Transformation, HOF, in collaboration with the AFP, Association of Finance Professionals, from Singapore and US. So thank you all of you, and we hope all of you are doing well. So just before moving on, I would like to tell you quickly about the logistics of this webinar. First of all, it's me, Mohammad Ishan Takhi, and we have now two more speakers with us, Himashi who is the managing director of AFP, and Mohammed Al Ruby, who is also one of our trainer instructor for our FPAC programs. So they both will be delivering their session shortly. So just before moving on, I would just like to quickly tell you about some of the housekeeping items. So it's going to be almost 75 minutes, 1 hour and 15 minutes webinar. And we will be having a Q&A at the end of the session. 15 minutes we will keep for Q&A. So if you have any questions during the presentation, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat box, and we will try to address as maximum questions as possible during the Q&A session. Or if you face any technical difficulty during the presentation, just please let us know, and our technical admin will take care of it. So that's all. So now let's start our today's session. So before moving on, I would like to quickly tell you about the background of Hub of Finance Transformation, HOFT. So Hub of Finance Transformation is basically headquartered in the UAE. We are based in downtown Dubai. We are a global training and consulting services provider of business excellence solutions. Since 2019, we have a world-class team of experts in the field of finance transformation, business partnering, FP&A, analytics, leadership. So in fact, as you can see, we have collaborated with lots of other training partners and technology partners who are also in the business of transformation, because we ourselves, we are in the business of transformation. We are transforming the carriers as well as the finance functions in the light of emerging technologies and the changing business requirements and the changing role of finance, as you all know. So we are highly pleased and honored, first of all, to become a approved training provider of AFP, Association of Finance Professionals. As you know, it's a global body of finance professionals who is the only body that is providing FP&A certification, that is FPAC. And that's what we are going to talk about. And Himashi, he will be further talking about this in shortly after the session. So actually, as you know, we are in the business of transformation. So our main aim of collaborating with AFP is to transform those traditional accountants or finance professionals who are stuck in their mid-career and who want to upskill themselves and transform themselves into world-class FP&A to play a more effective business partnering role. Because as you all know, FP&A is the best route to become finance business partner, ultimately to the role of CFO and other C-suite level finance director. So of course, our main aim is to transform the global community. Actually, this is our vision and mission, to transform the global community of finance professionals who are aspiring to transform their careers, transform their finance functions to the world-class level. So that's our main value of collaborating with AFP, as AFP is providing world-class FPAC qualification certifications that we can acquire to transform your finance careers. Apart from this, these are our portfolio of services. As you can see, we provide corporate training and coaching in the area of transformation, finance transformation, analytics, business partnering, and also we provide consultancy to various companies within Middle East and also in the Europe region. And we also provide virtual outsource services. Currently, we are providing one CFO outsource services to one pharmaceutical company based in Switzerland. And we also conduct virtual online events. As this year also, we are going to conduct Next Generation Finance Transformation Summit by end of this year. Every year we conduct various summits and we collaborate with lots of speakers, trainers. This is our team of experts who work with us in delivering our training and coaching programs as well. We have a variety of other trainings program as well. So we have trainers, they are all mostly from Fortune 100 companies in the USA, from UK, like we have someone from Oracle, someone from who is ex-CFO of BMW, and we have Steve Rossword, like he's the founder of CFO University. So like this, we have all subject matter experts. So some are having expertise in the area of emerging technologies in finance, like AI, robotic process automations. So these are also our trainers as well as our consultants and coaches, you can say, who help us to deliver programs as well as our finance transformation projects around the globe. And just I would quickly like to tell you about some of our clients. These are our existing clients. On the left-hand side, see them, they are our client for CFO services based in Switzerland. We have also clients in Egypt, in UAE, in Saudi, where we have worked on various finance transformation projects, where we transform their finance function from the back-end service provider to more strategic enabling function to add tremendous value to their businesses. So still some projects are completed, some are still going on. And then we have also trainings, corporate trainings and coaching clients. We have delegates from some of, as you can see, well-renowned companies like IBM, PwC, IKEA, Abbott, and some are based in Middle East, some are outside. So we have delegates and trainees from some of very large companies whom we are providing trainings in the area of finance transformation and emerging technologies. So that's all from my side. And without any further ado, now I would request Himashi to take from here. And Himashi, now over to you. Floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So give me a second to share my screen. Can you see my screen okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate being here today. So I am Himashi Soriano. I'm the Managing Director of APAC for AFP. So I'll be discussing an FP&A skills framework and then reviewing AFP's Certified Corporate Financial Analysis Professional Designation, also known as FP&AC, and how earning the credential can boost your career effectiveness. So before I begin, just some background on AFP. AFP is a professional society and a certifying body. We've been serving the global finance community for over 40 years. Our mission is really to advance the success of finance professionals like yourselves and your organizations. And we do this through our 4 professional development pillars, and that is certification, membership, events, and training. So our advocacy and education and training really help finance professionals all over the world advance their skills, build resiliency, which is so important right now, upskill and reskill, and become invaluable contributors to their organizations. So you can think of AFP as your lifelong learning partner. So AFP has 16,000 members all over the globe, and we're headquartered in the US with the regional office in Singapore. In addition to the FP&AC certification, we establish and administer the Certified Treasury Professional CTP certification that has been earned by over 35,000 individuals around the world. The FP&AC certification was launched in 2014, and there are about over 1,500 certificate holders. Both certifications are worldly recognized, and they set the global standard of excellence in finance and treasury. We also offer instructor-led courses on a number of finance topics and host events. So our end goal is really to help finance professionals upgrade their skills to prepare for the future of finance. So let's get on to the gist of the presentation. So I want to first talk about FP&A skills framework. So to reinforce, kind of the points that were already covered, the future of finance is as partners and major players in your organizations. So FP&A professionals are in the best position to help make data-driven decisions in their organizations. They can think about the company's future. They can understand customer behaviors and trends and needs. So which skills are critical? Let's think of this like a pyramid, focusing on these key skills: finance acumen, data management, data analytics, and business partnering. Coincidentally, these are the skills that are in high demand right now. The vision here is building the skill sets that allow you to rethink and reshape, first, finance for finance to drive efficiency, and secondly, finance for your company to drive growth. So the first skill at the base of the pyramid is finance acumen skills. Here we're talking about the ability to connect long plans to finance and operations, improving forecasting skills to create more accurate short and long range plans and budgets, focusing the financial analysis on future actions by applying an efficient model design where you're able to develop assumptions and draw conclusions. And lastly, evaluating the business case for new markets and products by utilizing a deep understanding of financial statements, risk management concepts, business frameworks, and micro and macroeconomic concepts. So next, let's talk about data management skills. FP&A should be working with IT to create a sustainable data process by focusing on supporting your company's strategy by creating dashboards and visualizations that provide an impactful snapshot into strategic initiatives. And to develop an automation mindset. So what do I mean by that? It's really moving from a one-time answer to a solution in perpetuity based on finance acumen. And then when we're looking at data analytics, we're really talking about being able to build a quantitative skill set that can process large amounts of internal and external data to get insights into underlying trends. Interpret and observe change in performance before your company does. Make recommendations that can improve the performance of a division or initiative or projects based on data management and ongoing dialogue with senior leadership. I know this is easier said than done, but teams spend a great amount of time collecting and consolidating data rather than analyzing it. So it's important to prioritize the analysis and shed that non-value added work. And one way to do that is being able to leverage the tools and systems that you have access to. So let's move on to the last skill, and it's business partnerships. One of the biggest traps for FP&A professionals is to work in a silo and crunch data. This is where the team gets disconnected from the rest of the organization, and you must evolve into a trusted partner. It's important to be engaged with the operating teams. It could be, the supply chain, commercial, or projects, and work closely with these functions to develop a deep understanding of your business and industry, but also align the analysis to help these operating teams make better informed, data-driven decisions. So how can you do this? So it's really using the skills from this pyramid. It's leveraging analytics, data management, finance acumen to showcase creativity in solving your company's challenges. Be part of creating a culture where colleagues see you as a needed resource. It'll be an automatic to bring finance into a project at the beginning to gain a strategic perspective and help decode the data into meaningful intel to ensure success. So these 4 skills ensure you're reaching your full potential in FP&A. Now let's talk about how to build these crucial skills with AFP's Corporate Financial Planning and Analysis credential, FP&AC. So let's start by reviewing what's covered on the exam and how it was developed. So AFP developed the exam and the exam preparation tool to establish standards and practices due to the lack of standardization within the FP&A field. It is the only certification in the marketplace that deals specifically with FP&A. So the exam took about 5 years to develop, with contributions from over 1,300 corporate finance volunteers from all over the world from different industry sectors. We also conducted a very thorough job analysis, and we identified these core responsibilities as the main functions of an FP&A professional. As you see on, I'm sorry. As you see on the slide here, essentially it was developed by corporate finance practitioners for corporate finance practitioners. We use this as the groundwork for the content of the certification. So what you see here are really the critical skills I just highlighted. So a popular path into FP&A is accounting, since that's how many FP&A teams evolve within an organization. In making this shift, finance professionals need to develop the right skill set to be able to handle the uncertainty that looking in the future holds. FP&A professionals need to be able to ask the right questions, partner with different areas of the business, build dynamic models, and tell the story of the analysis. Critical thinking and storytelling are the two of the biggest skill gaps we consistently hear from CFOs. You know, AFP views FP&A as being the forward-looking area of a finance organization. Those forecasting and analysis skills are vital for you as an individual to stand out from the competition. Because with the ability to analyze, understand, and interpret data, FP&A professionals can work across multiple business units, helping their organization make the best decisions for profitable growth. So the FP&A exam is a computer-based exam. Part 1 is multiple choice. Part 2 is task-based simulation questions and scenario analysis questions. So here's the breakdown of the number of questions for each of the domains I just reviewed. Both parts of the exam are administered at a testing center. We offer the exam twice a year, February, March, and August, September, over a 60-day testing window. We do recommend that the candidate takes the exam in the same testing window, not the same testing day, but within the same window. Sorry, I think I skipped over. So this slide is what is tested on the exam. So part 1 of the FP&A exam will focus on the Acumen side of FP&A. It covers finance, data, and business acumen. So finance acumen will cover things like finance principles, time value of money, managerial accounting, and ratio analysis. Data acumen will cover working with Excel, BI tools, and understanding the fundamentals of data from a system agnostic perspective. The business acumen will cover strategy, business partnering, macro and microeconomics, and project management. So part 1 of the exam really builds your foundational knowledge. And then part 2 of the FP&A exam focuses more on the technical and analysis side of FP&A. So now that part 1 kind of gives you that foundational knowledge, how do you apply it in real world application? And that's what part 2 really tests on. So the exam will cover building various projections, revenue, financial statements, capital budgeting, risk analysis. And the next domain will cover how to build a model from scratch. So based on assumptions that are provided, you have to define your output, you have to gather your data, you have to develop the model, you have to do scenario and sensitivity analysis. And you also have to do a budget variance analysis. And then the last domain is business communication. Excuse me. And this really gets at how do you be an effective visual storyteller? So how do you prepare for the FP&A exam? So the FP&A Exam Prep platform is a fully digital interactive study portal. The online portal contains about 18 hours of instructor-led video. There's 25 chapters of reading material, case studies to get at the practical application of what you're learning, excuse me, knowledge checks to ensure that you are understanding the material, and then practice exams to mimic the exam environment. One really useful tool in this portal is a pre and post tests. So we recommend before you even start studying to assess your current knowledge. And these pre-test results will essentially highlight the areas that you should focus your study on based on what's tested on the exam. So it really helps you build a very efficient study plan. And the post-test gauges the skills gained after your learning journey. So it's a real nice kind of tangible results to see what kind of accomplishment you've made over the months that you put into studying. So here's a timeline for the exam. We generally recommend about 100 hours of study time spread out over a period of at least 7 to 9 months to successfully prepare for the exam. HOFT will also be offering an instructor-led exam review course for additional preparation, which they'll be reviewing shortly. So here are the eligibility requirements for the exam. So there are a number of combinations for eligibility, but all require an undergraduate degree or global equivalent. There is a 3-year work experience requirement, but you can take the exam without that. So anyone can participate in the program if you meet the undergrad education requirement, but won't be certified until the work experience is met. So the work experience is 3 years of full-time experience in FP&A related position. And that can include responsibilities related to budgeting, forecasting, planning, and financial analysis. So you don't have to have FP&A in your title, but if there are job responsibilities that you are in charge of that deals with FP&A, that would be eligible. We also offer waivers for part 1 of the exam. So if you have any the credentials listed on the bottom of the screen, like the CPA, the CMA, ACCA, you can apply for exemptions of part 1 of the exam, and your credential must be in active standing. So after earning the credential, FP&A holders are required to keep their knowledge and skills up to date by completing 45 credit hours of continuing education every 3 years. So, and this brings me to the end of my presentation. So when we ask credential holders why they choose to sit for the exam, most tell us the main reason was to further their education and knowledge of the industry in which they work. Others tell us they took the exam to transition into an FP&A role, or they were recognized that earning the credential helped them stand out from their peers. And our data shows that holding a certification like the FP&A can be a contributing factor to one's upward mobility within a company and also increase of earning potential. So FP&A is a growing specialized skill for finance professionals all over the world. And the skill set is proving ever so critical as we warp into the digital age. The work the certified FP&A professional does is critical to the overall success of a business and puts them in a position to build resilience, advance in their career, and become more marketable. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have about the certification or any of the information that I reviewed, but I appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you very much, Himashi, for giving a very good overview of the entire exam and its eligibility requirements, its content. Thank you very much. So I think as everyone can see, even today's this time of after COVID-19 pandemic, I think the role of FP&A is more now at the forefront as they have to do scenario planning, analysis, and obviously they are the one who work so closely with the business. So I think now the role of FP&A has become more at the forefront, and it's more important, I think, and more companies are valuing this area of finance. So now we have our next speaker, who is also our trainer and instructor, Mohammed Al-Rubi, who will be taking you through some of the areas of FP&A, as he's also the head of FP&A in a large pharmaceutical company. He's also FPAC certified professional and he's a practitioner. So he will be sharing with you some of his perspectives and insights in this area. So now, Muhammad Al-Rubi, over to you now.
Thank you, Zishan, and thank you, Himashi, for the great presentation. Actually, I am a certified FPAC, and I would like to share with you very practical tips how to build an FP&A functions, how to build a winning FP&A team in order to transform your finance function to have a strong and winning FP&A team. Let me share my screen. Okay, so let me give you a quick brief about myself. My name is Muhammad Rubi. I'm a finance business partner and the FP&A leader with 20 years of experience in global multinational companies like Johnson & Johnson, Novartis, Allergan, Takeda, and Energizer. I handled multiple international senior roles across Middle East, Africa, India, Southwest Asia, and Turkey. I'm an international finance speaker. I'm a certified FPAC from AFP US, certified CIMA from UK, and I hold MBA as well. So what are the key 4 pillars in order to build a strong FP&A functions? Number 1, we have always to start with the mindset. If you are hiring a new FP&A team, or if you'd like to select a strong FP&A team from your finance functions, you have to focus, number 1, on mindset. How can we change our mindset? How can we transform our mindset to have a successful FP&A functions? Number 1, curiosity. Curiosity is so important for all FP&A team in order to having the curiosity to learn how to build relationships, the curiosity to understand what is behind numbers, curiosity to learn business, curiosity to build a strong business acumen. So curiosity is so important mindset for all FP&A functions. Number 2, bias for actions. FP&A are not a consultants or just people who are sending recommendations to the business people to make decisions. FP&A should lead an action, lead process from end to end, driving performance from end to end. So our role is not just sending recommendations to team, asking them you have to increase price or you have to reduce cost. Our role is to lead the process, work as a catalyst inside organization to lead end to end results. Number 3, the mindset of P&A should move from being a system oriented or process oriented to a relationships oriented. We cannot influence our stakeholders. We cannot influence our business partners without building a strong relationships with them. So our mindset as an FP&A is to focus more and more in building a strong relationships with our business partners. Number 4, from tell to sell. Our mindset is not just to tell people what they have to do. Our role is to sell our idea, is to convince and influence our business partners to change and to lead an actions. This should be the mindset, is to selling idea, not just to tell people what they have to do. Also, from complexity to simplicity. We are as a finance people, we always are talented in making things complex, right? We always having a very heavy presentations, includes a lot of tables, includes a lot of numbers, include a lot of recommendations. So we have to learn how to change our mindset to simplify things to our business partners, how to tell the story in a very simple manner, how to speak their languages in order to sell the idea properly, in order to influence our stakeholders. From challenging to coaching, I'm still seeing in the job description of FP&As that the companies put FP&A should challenge business, FP&A should challenge their business partners. Our role is not to challenge our business partners. Our role is to coach them, asking them the right questions in order to get the proper business insights and foresights. So again, our role is not to challenge people. Our role is to coach and ask the right questions in order to get exactly the right business insights. From data to insights, again, our role is not to just to present historical data or just telling people what happened. Our role as an FP&A is to tell people what happened, why that happened, and so what, the looking forward mindset. How can we improve our business? How can we mitigate the potential risks? So we need to change our mindset from providing business with data to providing business with proper insights and foresights. From number to stories, again, Most of finance people focusing on numbers and having the numbers accurate, but our role as an FP&A is to tell the proper business stories. Presenting number is something very boring and is not engaging at all. So we have to learn how to tell the proper business stories behind numbers. Also from email to face-to-face. We cannot influence our business partners through sending emails. You cannot change their organization. You cannot lead an actions using emails. Our role is to meet people, speak to people, building relationships with them, and getting the proper business insights. So please move away from your desk, move away behind computer screen, and build relationships with people. That will help you a lot to influence decision making. After having the right mindset, we have to build the right skill set, as mentioned by Himashi. Building the right skill set for FP&A is something so important in order to have a winning FP&A functions. Number one, again, building relationships. I see it the number one and the most important skill for FP&A, because we cannot lead performance, we cannot influence decision making without having the proper relationships with people. Business acumen, again, as also mentioned by Himesh, business acumen is our admission ticket to the decision-making table. Our commercial people, our business partners will not allow us to attend any business meeting without proving to them that we are having the solid business acumen. Number three, turning internal and external data into insights. This is the proper and the most important also mindset, skill set for FP&As, is to learn how to turn internal data, our financial data, our sales data, our non-financial data, and also the external data like the economic indicator or the political situation or whatever, into insights. This is the talent that all FP&A team should have. Storytelling, one of the most important skills for FP&A. We need to learn how to engage our audience, how to turn our boring numbers into engaging numbers, how to tell the proper business story, how to speak the languages of our business partners. So storytelling now became one of the most important skills for FP&A team. Strategic thinking and looking forward. Our role is not just to presenting what happened or the current financial performance or the current sales performance. Our role is to have the looking forward and the strategic thinking mindset. We have to ask our business partners, so what? How can we improve our business? How can we mitigate risk? How can we capitalize future opportunities? That should be the skill set that all FP&A team should have. Critical thinking and problem solving. Our business partners will not consider us as a partners without helping people. We have to solve their business problems. We have to help them solving their business problems. Otherwise, our role would be like just a consultant. Communicating to influence. This is another important skill, is to influence decision makers. Our role is to influence decision makers in order to drive performance. Negotiation skills. All FP&A team should have the right skills in negotiating budget, negotiating forecast, negotiating targets, negotiating with external suppliers, negotiating with external customers. So negotiation skills is a must to have also skills for FP&A. Coaching skills, asking the right questions to get the proper business insights and foresights, one of the also important skills. And technology savvy for sure. As you see that every day we have new trends in technology. We have new technologies, including finance and non-finance things. So we have to be up to date with all the needed technology in order to build the proper decision supporting tools. Number three, in order to build a strong FP&A functions, we need to have the proper systems and the proper decision supporting tools. And before implementing any systems or any tools for FP&A, we need to ensure that tool or that system is aligned with the business needs. I can see a lot of mistakes by FP&A teams that they implemented many systems without understanding their business very well, without understanding the needs from business partners. That's why we can see a lot of failures in implementing system, because of the lack of business understanding or the lack of understanding the needs from our business partners. Number two, the system should be user-friendly. If you implemented any tool to your business partners, which is very complex and very sophisticated, people will not use it, or people will not see it a right tool to make the right decision. So please, when you implement any new dashboard, any new system, any BI tool, ensure it's a user-friendly to all stakeholders, all business partners. Number three, we need to ensure the system providing a high quality of data. As we know, quality in, quality out, or garbage in, garbage out. So ensuring the system providing the high quality data is one of the most critical things to implement any new system in our company. System also should support data visualization, because providing only numbers is something very boring, and not everyone understanding numbers. Not everyone inside your organization understands the balance sheet or P&L or all of our financial statements. We need to support our data with a friendly user data visualization in order to simplify the message to our business partners. Also, the system not only need to support the historical data, or we don't need only system to give us what happened or the historical data. We need system to help us in the predictions and in the prescriptive analytics as well. So the system and the decision supporting tool should also support the looking forward mindset, should support the future decision making. Also, the system should support different levels inside your organization. So we need system to support and give us executive summary for the leadership team and the senior management, and also we need to have the detailed report to support the other levels inside our organizations. Number four, can you imagine that if you have a strong FP&A team, they have the right mindset, they have the right skill set, and also they have the right systems, but your team doesn't have time? Do you think they can influence organization? Do you think they can add value and create value to your organization? That's definitely will not happen without having a time capacity for your team. So how can we increase the time capacity for the FP&A team? As you know that most of FP&A team are very busy with budgeting, forecasting, management reporting, many things, right? So how can we increase the time capacity for our FP&A team? Number one, eliminate. Please sit with your team, review all the tasks that they have to send on monthly basis or weekly basis, and eliminate all the unnecessary tasks. You're gonna find many tasks that are not required by the management. Some of the tasks are not focused by the management. I can see in many organizations, FP&A team sending a deck includes 50 slides or 100 slides, and the top management only reading the first couple of slides. So the team wasting their time in preparing 70 slides or 50 slides without having any value adding to the business. Please eliminate all the less value adding activities. Eliminate all the unnecessary tasks from the FP&A team lists. Then automate. Automation is the big friend to all FP&A team. The more automation you have, the more free time you can add to your team. Delegate all the low value adding activities. Delegate all the unnecessary tasks to a third party or to other functions to free up your team's time. Number four, reallocate. Reallocate your team's time from low value adding activities to the high value adding activities. Sit with the commercial team, sit with the senior management, understand from them what are the key priorities inside your business, what are the key strategic focus points we need to focus on, and reallocate your team's time only on this high value adding activities, on the high and the most important key success factor inside your organization. Instead of spending their time doing everything, no one can do everything. We have to reallocate our time only on the high value adding activities. So those are the four important pillars to have a successful FP&A functions. Have the right mindset, skill set, implement the proper system, and increasing the capacity of your FP&A team. Now I would like to leave the floor to Zishan. And if you have any question, please drop it in the chat box. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mohammed, for giving a very practical insights and the flavor from the practical perspective of the FP&A. Okay, so we will take the questions at the end of the session in our Q&A session. So just let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, so as you all know, we are the approved training provider of AFP. So we are starting our training sessions for providing trainings to preparation training program for FPAC exams from the 2nd of October, 2021. You can say after almost 3 months. And we will be having weekly class sessions every week on Saturday. And the class timings duration will be around 2.5 hours time. And also we will be providing lots of case studies and lots of example, because when you will register with us, you will also get access to the EPP, that is the FPAC exam preparation platform. And as you can see, it includes 18 plus hours of instructor-led videos. It has reading materials, case studies, and lots of knowledge checks, self-assessment. So, and apart from this, there will be our trainers who will be giving you live interactive sessions as well to prepare you for both of parts of FP&A. As Himashi mentioned already, there are 2 parts in FPAC exam. So this training we are going to start from 2nd of October, and the registrations are open for this training program. You can just visit our website. I will give you the details, and you can just enroll yourself and complete your registration. So there are some of the unique benefits of joining HOFT, because as you all know, Hub of Finance Transformation, HOFT is, it's not like a traditional training company. We are actually the global hub of the global community of finance professionals. We have almost more than 3,000 plus finance professionals who are finance leaders from many different countries, many different parts of the world, who are our members. And apart from this, we have, first of all, of course, world-class trainers who are the practitioners as well. So they are not only in the field of training, they are providing training as well as they are practitioners. So they can give you a very practical implications and application of FPAC, because as you know, FPAC exam is very practical. It's not like any theoretical exam where you have to write any essays or any, it's a purely practical exam where you have to work on Excel sheets, on financial modeling, lots of case studies. So it's totally practical exam where you will be giving scenarios like you are the FP&A director or the CFO of company. You will be giving different situations, challenging situations. So it's a very practical program. So of course you need someone who is also FP&A practitioner, not only the trainer, because trainer can only give you some theoretical perspective, but what trainers we have, they are also existing practitioner. They're working in a multinational company as a head of FP&A and senior positions. And apart from this, we also, apart from trainer, we also have a coach. So when you join us, so trainer will be giving you a training, all the methodologies, all the approach, how to solve the problems, how to approach. Then apart from this, you also need a coach, because obviously most of you are working professionals, right? You are working, and it's not easy to take out time and to prepare for yourself, to take time from your busy corporate life. So we also have one coach, that will be myself, who will be assisting you and to be on track to achieve your objectives, to achieve your weekly assignments. If you have any problems and issues during the program, so the coach, he will be assisting you, and he will be ensuring you that you are well prepared for the exam during the course. Apart from this, when you will join HOFT, you also become a part of global network of finance professionals. We have CFOs, finance directors from very large companies who are a part of our network. So you can build your network. As you all know, your network is your net worth. So you can start to build your networks. You can explore different opportunities. And apart from this, the good thing is during the last 1 month, there were 2 recruiters who approached us, one from India, one from US, for different finance transformation roles, because they were so actively involved in our groups also, and they were also attending our sessions. So they are approaching us for the suitable candidates. Of course, we are not ensuring any job placement for anyone. It's not our area of expertise, or that's even not our scope of activities. But they used to approach us, and we always recommend them the finance professionals suitable for those positions or finance or FP&A roles. So that's one of the advantage of joining us. And then you will also get free access to HOFT events. We used to conduct events on all the emerging areas of finance, like finance transformation, FP&A transformation. We, as I mentioned, we collaborate with trainers and coaches from different parts of the world, including UK, US, Australia, Middle East, and they are all trainers and experts, practitioners in Fortune 100 companies who are already working in these areas. So we invite them. We conduct lots of summit. Also, we have one upcoming virtual summit that's going to happen annually by end of the year in November. So these are some of the other benefits also when you will become a part of FPA training program. You will get access to all of these privileges, all of these benefits you can get, and you will become a part of global network of finance professionals as well. And apart from this, these are our program instructor, Mohammed Al Ruby, who just presented before me, and we have also Ayman Ramzi. So these two will be our program instructors who will be delivering the program. You already, Mohammed introduced himself. Ayman Ramzi is also a very expert trainer. He's one of the top 10 financial modeler in the world competition, and he's also FPAC certified. He's also treasury certified from AFP. So they both are also practitioners as well as they are in the field of training. So these will be the program trainers. This is myself, Mohammed Ishan Dakhi. I am also in the field of FP&A in the finance for the last almost 18 years. I also acted as a QPRT, qualified person responsible for training for IC, AEW, and ACCA. I helped lots of students achieve their membership of IC, AEW, and ACCA. And also I'm a public speaker or trainer. Also I provide trainings, other programs, and also I act as a mentor and coach. So my role will be in this program to act as a coach to ensure that the students pass their exams with the high degree of success, high probability of success. So these are about our training and coaching fees. As you can see, you have to register through the obviously AFP membership plus exam fee you have to pay. Also, you can get this price, discounted price, if you go through HOF. Then we have HOF live training, coaching classes, exam preparation, platform access, and this is your total investment of $3,075. That includes everything. So this is for both parts, part 1 and 2, if you would like to enroll, or if you want just one part preparation, or in case you are already exempted, as Himashi mentioned, like if you are ACCA, CPA, or other professional accountancy qualification you have, so you can get exemption and you can just take one part, part 2, or even if you are not exempt, you want to take just one part. So this is the fees for the one part exam, but we obviously always recommend the first option to go for both parts exam, so that it was more economical for you also, sir. So that's all from our side. For any further detail, you can just visit our website, hof-global.com. We are on LinkedIn also by the same name, Hub of Finance Transformation. Also, we have a YouTube channel where we upload all our videos, webinar series. So you can just visit our website and you can go to the link, and you can also explore further details of this training program for FPAC preparation that we are going to start. So now I think this is the time for the Q&A session. So I can see a couple of questions. I think mostly are from Himashi also. So let me just go through the questions. Okay. If you have further questions, please, you can feel free also to drop. Okay, so Himashi, there are some questions. What are the prerequisites? I think already Himashi has covered the requirements. So I think this question Hafiz already covered during the presentation. And now there are another questions. Are there need-based scholarships, Himashi? Is there any scholarships available in the AFP program?
No, they're not, and no scholarships at this time are available.
Okay. Okay, and then the next question is how FPAC is different from other certifications mentioned in your prerequisite slide. How it is different, you mean?
Yeah, so if you looked at what's covered on the exam, it is purely FP&A. So a lot of what Mohammed was talking about in terms of business partnering, data analysis, data interpretation, all the critical skills that I also reviewed. So a lot of those other certifications either cover, if you're going into investment banking like the CFA or the CMA, where it's more accounting focused. So this is purely FP&A. So if FP&A is, the career where you would like to advance in, or if it's the transition that you want to make into, this is a certification that will help you do that.
Okay, and the next question is, do you have any placement assistance being provided post completion of this exam?
No, but you do get access to AFP membership. So we don't do career placement. That's not something that is in our skills services, but you do get access to, a global network. So not only of the members, but also other certified individuals once you become certified. So, as was mentioned, the importance of having your professional network and building that network. So that's a great way to ensure that you're meeting with other FP&A professionals.
Okay, that's great. About the levels, I think already we mentioned there are 2 parts in FPAC.
Yes. Yeah, it's not multiple levels, just a 2-part exam. And it can be done, I reviewed the timeline, so it can be done about 7 to 9 months.
Okay, and the next is people preparing for CIMA, will they get exemption or do they need CGMA for exemption?
So as long as you're in active standing of the certifications that are listed on the screen, and we'll share the slide deck with you. If you're in active standing of any of those certifications, then you can apply for exemption for part 1.
Okay. And the next question is, do you have any regional associated bodies as well?
No, not at this time, but we are, partnering with organizations like HOF to ensure kind of that more of that regional teaching. So right now we don't have any chapters, any country chapters.
Okay, fine. I think I can't see any more questions. So I think, yeah, most of the things are clear. So that's all, I think, from our side. Thank you very much, Himashi, for giving a very nice overview of the overall exams and certification. Thank you, Mohammed Ruby, also for giving a very practical insights on the FP&A side. So thank you all the audience also for your time to join. So that's all from your side. If you need any further questions, please feel free to contact us through our website or through our email, and we will be glad to further assist you. Thank you. That's all from our side.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.